This is a segment from The Annex, an academic sociology-themed podcast. For more, visit us on the web at theannexpodcast.com.
So I have Oscar fever in my house, or I had it, and I caught the Oscars this past weekend. Did you guys get it? Did you guys see it?
No, I didn't see it, but I'm just happy to be now at the end of media request season.
Wait, give everybody some background on this.
Well, I've written 2 ASRs on the Oscars, and I'm a faculty member at UCLA. And journalists have this crazy idea that faculty members study things of local interest. And, they see the Oscars as an LA thing, which kind of is. The Hollywood and Highland is about 4 miles down Sunset from UCLA, maybe more like 6 or 7. But so every journalist who's doing a story on the Oscars calls the UCLA publicist, and then the UCLA publicist calls me, and then I have to answer questions about whether A-line dresses are going to be big on the red carpet.
And are they?
I don't know. I didn't watch.
One thing that is kind of a bit inside LA about the Oscars that I find to be very funny is that the Dolby Theater where they have it is actually, most of the time a shopping mall.
No.
So I think it's really funny that they managed to hide the American Eagle and the Aeropostale and all the kind of typical mall stores that you see everywhere else in order to maintain this sort of veneer that Hollywood and Highland is just this very refined place with a permanent red carpet. So it's it always kind of cracks me up how they hide that essentially tell.
Wait, for real? That's a mall?
Yeah, it's essentially a mall, right? It's like if where I used to live, if I wanted to score some sweet Aeropostale sweatpants, I would go to where the Oscars are, right? That's kind of a weird thing that they have in LA. Like there's a Grove, which was I think they shot Access Hollywood there. And that was where a lot of the places, if I wanted to get something like at Barnes & Noble, or if I had to get some replacement glasses at Crate Barrel, not to flex about, the quality of my glassware, I would have to go there. And then I'd have to walk through like a filming where Mario Lopez is up there. And there's like people who are tourists that are like, yeah, Slater, tell me about what's happening in Hollywood. So it's kind of a weird thing about living in LA.
And also just travel advice for anyone who might come to LA. It's on Hollywood Boulevard and the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Don't go there. It's like the worst thing to see in LA. And I'm not saying that as like, oh, I'm like too cool for it. Like if you ask me, should you go to Disneyland? Fuck yeah, go to Disneyland. Disneyland's awesome. But the Hollywood Walk of Fame is basically just a bunch of tourist traps and then people in Halloween costumes asking you for $5 to take a picture with them and then getting in fights with each other over their territory.
although you do end up having the really awkward moments where the costume people are taking their breaks, like kind of their bathroom breaks, a little bio break, and sometimes you might like.
Well, the union demands it.
Yeah, and when you walk around the corner, you might see. I remember one time seeing a guy in an Elmo costume trying to be kind of low key as he was relieving himself behind a dumpster, and it's just like. It's tough not to spot you, dude. So.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're amused by that joke because I figure as a New Yorker, you would, you'd say like, "Oh, we've got better Elmo stories than that."
Oh, I do, but they're more traumatic.
Oh yeah, we have our Cookie Monster's a definite freak. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, Darth Vader's always talking about controlled demolitions at the 9/11. So.
So wait, did nobody catch the Oscars? Am I the only one, or
I watched it as most people do unfold on Twitter. So
yeah,
that's kind of the best way to partake in it. I find a lot. I'm not really big on the Oscars unless I'm involved in some sort of Oscar party where there is Oscar pools or something like that, and. I follow a couple of the awards, and I'm much more of a Razzies guy personally, so I pay a little bit more attention to that. I think Gotti got snubbed. I guess that's the way to put it. That should have been the worst movie, but that's neither here nor there. I was kind of there is the whole thing where people have been talking about Green Book as being the kind of very controversial pick for Best Picture, but I think a lot of people have kind of covered it very deeply elsewhere. So
I did not see the movie. I didn't really even know of its existence.
It's supposed to be terrible.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I remember, again, I didn't see the movie. I didn't see the Oscars, but, I watched it through a Twitter darkly. And, I was hearing some people saying, oh, it's the worst Best Picture winner since Crash. And then other people saying, well, it was a weak year. I mean, I didn't see an enormous number of movies, but, the two I really loved were Spider-Verse and Quiet Place. And I was, after the nominations came out and I saw that Quiet Place got, like, I don't know, makeup or some shit like that. I was like, okay, I can ignore it now.
I did not see A Quiet Place. I loved Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed Bohemian Rhapsody, but I think I was predisposed to like it because I like Queen so much. I was going to like it no matter what it was. You know, when you're like just pre-committed to boosting something?
The editing on Bohemian Rhapsody is it's seizure inducing. In fact, that it won best editing, it has to be some sort of rib. I don't know what it is, but it's very, very odd that you watch. I think a number of people post this on Twitter where there's like one scene that's like a minute long and they have like 20 cuts, like 20 individual cuts where it's just like cut to Brian May, cut to John Deegan, cut to there, cut to this. It's just like, it's almost like watching professional wrestling, and I'm doing these cuts to make sure that people don't see that they're actually not hitting each other. It's wild.
Well, I was actually kind of grateful. I brought my daughters, so I have 3 daughters, 7, 9, and 11, and I brought them more as a social engineering thing because I was hoping to just get some more sort of music that I enjoy listening to into the household and maybe displace whatever loop is going on TikTok these days. So,
oh God.
It was successful in that respect. So at least my kids enjoy Queen. So I'm grateful for that.
For more, visit us on the web, theannexpodcast.com.